basically Schuser made what I would believe to be the wrong choice in this game. He definitely should have stayed at tier 1 and just started producing more grunts, put up a second rack, so done all he could. I mean, he did try and go for demolishers here, which is a good thought, but especially at this point in the game, you can't, if you get to the point where you're building demolishers, it's going to be just like this game. I'm already basically overrunning him. He doesn't really have that much going on. And as you can see, the game's a little more than half over, but it's pretty much all downhill from here. I have a large amount of footmen, and I'm continually producing them at my main. I just did 4Q, 5Q, and I have another footman. I'm building another peasant. And as you can see, I have a high lumber production. I can build as many towers as I want, and I can basically just keep playing, like, pumping and pumping and pumping these defended footmen, and Schuser's not going to be able to do anything about it. He tries to put up 2 towers here at the bottom, but, you know, footman with defend, he's really not going to be able to do too much about it. I just sort of run in and right-click on his tower, and he's sort of screwed. While this is happening, I'm doing this so that I can keep setting up towers. Like, I know that I can go in his base and fight him. Like, I'm not too worried about it. And on the same token, I know that I can just keep towering him in, because as long as these towers aren't going up, there's nothing he's going to be able to do to come out here, considering I have 3 towers already fully built and basically supported by each other. And all he has is these 2 catapults, which are having a very difficult time defending against all my footmen and all of my summons and such that are going to be in here. And at this point, I decide I'm pretty much sick of catapults, and I'm going to make sort of a run for his barrack, just because, I mean, while he got the second barrack up, I think that it was okay for me to let it up. I probably should have been a bit more aggressive on canceling it, but I don't think the situation allowed me that sort of time. Yeah, but I guess a couple important micro notes versus the Farseer, which I think it's way harder to tower a Farseer than a Blade Master. Like, I don't think I can stress that enough. Those wolves are the biggest bitches in all of Warcraft. Like, I guess when I'm playing versus an orc player, like in a situation like this, where he's going to be he has these these wolves, it's really important to focus them down right away, and just try and not let them have these like full HP wolves running around killing all your units. They have a ton of DPS, and they're very capable on their own of killing foots, peasants, etc. And even at level 1, they're very strong. So basically, now that I know his barrack is down, I'm going to take these 2 foots, and I'm basically just going to kill this last catapult, knowing that he's basically not going to be able to stop me from it because my invincible defended foots are ownage. And right about now, my firelord a bit low on HP, so I do power build the shop up here, and this will allow me to regenerate my firelord, and I can just continually. I'm basically going to build a few more towers up here above his main, just to sort of further fortify the fact that you're screwed and I win. So the firelord here, I'm basically just now being defensive. I sacrificed my last few footmen in order to kill his katas, and down here you can see Schuser is putting up 2 barracks, and it's sort of all for naught at this point. If you'll notice, with the resources Schuser was given, he was essentially unable to do anything. He teched, okay, which cost him a lot of money, and what's he doing with all that tier 2 goodness? Nothing. He's using healing salves and clarity potions, and he's putting up barracks so he can produce grunts. Yeah. Basically, no point going tier 2 if you want to defend against push like this. A waste of your money. Unless I guess you want to try and get a panda, but that's if you're, or a DR, but that's if you're absolutely positive you're going to be able to get away with it. So yeah, I'm just going to focus down this hull here, and at about that point the game is basically over, but he does try and fight it out a little bit longer. I mean, no reason not to, I suppose. I got these last few towers going up, and if you can see at my main, I did start teching. Generally speaking, this is always a rule of thumb I like to go by. If your opponent just stays in the game like this, like, he has nothing. He's not going to be able to win the game. But for some reason, he's just staying in the game. Anytime your opponent's just oddly, like, sort of, like, why is he staying? I completely crushed him. It's always good to just scout around and make sure nothing's awry. Try to go to tier 2 once you have your secure advantage, and basically just keep working up your normal game. Like, I'm still producing foots, and right now if you look at my main, I'm calling a militia, and I'm basically going to run down to his natural and the farthest left gold mine, just in order to see if everything is clear. Like, he didn't start an expansion with like 100 towers or something, because that would basically be bad news bears for me. So right now I'm just sort of finishing off the game, and the game's almost over, and generally speaking, anytime you finish off someone's base, and it's this early in the game, you can just start expoing on their main. So I start up this expo, and he's like, oh shit, he's expoing, I'm not going to be able to win the game no matter what I do. So he's going to do like a little all or nothing push with his level 4 Farseer of Doom, which fails. But hey, that's life, and that's the Firelord Tower Rush. Okay, so if you get the second game, load it up and pause at the 1 minute and 30 minute mark as well. They're such short games that I figured that I'd just do 2 of them for you, just to demonstrate. I don't know, just to talk about it twice, I guess. And there's a couple more points. There's a couple different points in each of these games here. Yeah, so that's the Firelord Tower Rush. Like, I guess at a glance, it seems sort of ridiculous. Like, how could that ever work? You know? But I mean, it's a really, really powerful strat. Like, I think the main reason it works is just because the orc has such a disadvantage at the start, having such a low amount of units, and players automatically assume I'm going this intelligence hero, and he has burrows, so I can't tower rush him. Like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So they just make this. Humans just make this assumption like you're not going to be able to defeat an orc at tier 1 because you don't have Stork Abuse and you don't have your Beastmaster or whatever hero you decide to go. And that's basically untrue. I mean, the orc player basically doesn't really have anything at tier 1. And I guess that's what tower rushes sort of show me. So yeah, 1 minute 30-second mark. Unpaused in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause.
Ready for action.
Okay.
Ready to work.
So again, my build is barrack, farm, gold, farm, altar, and then I make a 3rd farm, and my altar peasant makes my lumber mill. And I guess I chose this game second because it's versus some guy from the Season 5 ladder. I don't know, whatever. I 2-0'd him in this clan war between my clan and For the Win. And basically he's going to be going Blade Master as opposed to Farseer. And I think the main difference between the two is Blade Master is way easier to beat. Without a question, Blade Master is vastly easier to defeat than the Farseer. Those wolves are terrors on peasants, and I mean, while the Blade Master has this sort of ninja windwalk your face sort of ability, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, he's gonna windwalk, run out of mana, and then